Hello, welcome to Hank's Maker Mentor. My name is Ruth and I'm here to help you learn how to make. I remember as a kid loving all the color changing things, the mood rings, the cups, all sorts of things. And I can still be a kid and use my Cricut at the same time. This is a color changing cup from 143vinyl.com. It goes from blue to purple when it's cold, and today I'm going to put a gorgeous opal vinyl on it. So let's go through the whole process. The design I'm using is from Creative Fabrica. It's part of this mega design bundle. If you do decide to buy this, I have an affiliate link down below, which means I'll make a small commission at no additional cost to you, but it helps me be able to keep my channel going. I've already uploaded the image to Design Space, but now I want to make some adjustments to it. While I like that it says make your own magic and I think the fonts are fun, there are definitely some parts that I'm not crazy about. Fortunately, those will be easy to remove. Most of them are their own separate things anyway, so I'm going to click on the first one here in my layers panel, and then I'm going to hold Control and select the other ones I don't like. To replace the embellishments, I'm going to use this moon and stars design that is part of Cricut Access, but I don't want to cut out the entire design. I only want to cut out the circles and the stars. The easiest way for me to do that is to go into Contour, which is here on the bottom right, and then it will bring up the entire image. I'm going to go ahead and click on the backdrop and click on the moon, and it has hidden the parts I don't want. A lot of times I need to mess around to figure out which ones I need selected, but as the ones are a little bit lighter, you can see that those will not show up. You can also look here, the ones that are darker over here in the side panel are the ones that won't cut. You can also do hide all and it gives you the option to show all, but this is what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to duplicate it so that I can contour a few other things so that they're each a little bit different. One of the great things about when you contour things, it's not deleted. So I can come back in here and I can pull back parts of this design. Now that I have everything situated the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and select it all, and I'm going to go and press weld. Normally I'd attach something like this, but I want to make sure that these few places where they overlap are not cut into.
We finished creating the design, but before we can cut it, we need to know what size to cut it. This is the cup we're using, and I'm going to measure it to determine what size we can create. I'm using my Squeegee to help hold my cup in place. And you can use either a flexible measuring tape, or I have this one that's designed for sewing that I don't sew with. I just use for measuring things like this. I like it because it helps me hold it still, but you can also do the same thing with just a soft measuring tape or using a piece of paper or string to measure and then comparing it up against a ruler. Probably do 2.5 and then do it on both sides.
Now that we know the size, I'm going to come up here and making sure the thing is locked so the proportions stay the same, I'm going to change my width to 2.5. And then I'm also going to duplicate it so I can put one on the back as well. I'm sliding the designs apart so I can tell a little bit more easily which embellishments go with which design so they still match. And my star will fit in there, so I'm going to make sure it's going to cut that first. I need to go into Browse All Materials, and I'm going to just search for holographic and go down into Premium Vinyl Holographic and select that. Click Done.
I want to make sure that the settings are right, so I'm going to go ahead and try and take out the square around my star, and that came out perfectly. So I'm going to just press unload, and then reload it so it can cut the final design. I'm going to use this medium tack transfer tape. I will link it below as well. This is a piece I used for another project. Before I take the design off of the backing, I'm going to make sure I clean my cup. This is one that's been sitting around for a bit and it's been moved and touched. I want to make sure I get any dust or oils off by just rubbing it down with some rubbing alcohol and a lint-free cloth. So I set it on there while I was applying it. For me, it's just easier to pick it up while I burnish it again. Awesome. So let's real quick go ahead and do the other side by following the exact same steps. The backing from the design and kind of use it as I press over just to make sure if there's anything I kind of pulled up when I pulled off the transfer tape that it is stuck down well, but everything looks good. You'll also want to make sure you give it time to set and to finish adhering before you wash it. At least 24 hours, depending on the temperature and stuff, maybe even longer, to make sure it has time to properly adhere. This is so much fun. I love how the Opal vinyl changes colors depending on the lighting. I've given it a few days to set, make sure it was properly adhered, but I also want to show you how awesome it looks and how quickly it changes when you add in just ice cold water. It is a very quick, noticeable change. Even when I just tilt the cup, you can see it immediately changing colors there as well. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I've linked everything I used in the description below, so if you want to make your own color change cup, I would love for you to share it in my Facebook group. I've linked that below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.